Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are not just talking about another update, but a story that carries with it the pride, the struggle, and the hope of an entire nation. The Philippine Navy is once again at the center of history, as the long-awaited arrival of the Barko ng Republika ng Pilipinas Diego Silang FFG-07, the country's brand new guided missile frigate, is finally confirmed. This isn't just about a ship, this is about national defense, dignity, and the unshakable spirit of the Filipino people standing tall in the face of challenges that threaten their sovereignty. The Barko ng Republika ng Pilipinas Diego Silang FFG-07 is the sister ship of the Barko ng Republika ng Pilipinas Miguel Malvar FFG-06, and both are based on the HDF 3200 design offered by South Korea. These ships represent far more than steel, electronics, and weapons systems. They are symbols of progress in a navy that for decades had to struggle with outdated vessels, hand-me-downs, and limited resources. But now, with modern platforms like this, the Philippines is entering a new era, an era where defending its territorial waters is no longer just a dream but a credible reality. For many years, the West Philippine Sea has been at the heart of the nation's most pressing maritime disputes, particularly with China. Every Filipino knows the weight of this struggle. Fishermen face harassment, patrols face intimidation, and the map of the nation's sovereign rights has often been challenged by a much larger power. And yet, despite being smaller in military might, the Philippines has never bowed, never surrendered its claims, and never stopped fighting for what is rightfully its own. Now, imagine this. As the Barko ng Republika ng Pilipinas Diego Silang FFG-07 sails into Philippine waters, it does not just carry missiles and radars, it carries the voice of every Filipino who dreams of peace but is ready to stand firm against aggression. It sails with the determination of a country that will not allow its seas, its resources, and its people to be bullied. This ship, along with its sister vessels, becomes part of a shield that protects the fishermen, the maritime routes, and the very dignity of the flag that flies above it. The arrival of the Barko ng Republika ng Pilipinas Diego Silang FFG-07 is also a story of friendship. South Korea, once a war-torn nation itself, has now risen to become one of the world's advanced shipbuilders. And through its partnership with the Philippines, it has extended a hand that strengthens not only military capacity but also the bonds of trust between nations. This cooperation is not about war, but about ensuring peace through strength, about giving smaller nations the tools they need to protect their own sovereignty. Subic, with the reopening of the Aguila shipyard, once again takes its rightful place as a strategic hub. This location, rich in history, once served as a vital base during critical times of the 20th century. Now, it is being reborn, not under foreign control, but as a symbol of Filipino capability and resilience. Perhaps in the near future, the very same shipyard could see more frigates built, assembled, or maintained right here at home. That vision means jobs for Filipinos, technology transfer, and a stronger, more independent defense industry. But let's take a moment to speak from the heart. For every Filipino watching this, the sight of a modern warship like the Barko ng Republika ng Pilipinas Diego Silang FFG-07 should stir something deep inside. This is not just for the Navy, not just for the sailors who will call her home. This is for every child who deserves to grow up in a country that can defend its rights. This is for every fisherman who risks his life at sea, only to be chased away in his own waters. This is for every overseas worker who dreams that one day the Philippines will stand proud and strong, no longer underestimated on the world stage. The sea dispute with China has tested the nation's resolve again and again. There are moments when the situation feels overwhelming, when larger, more powerful forces seem to overshadow the Philippines' ability to resist. But history shows us something important. It is not the size of the Navy that defines the strength of a nation, it is the spirit of its people. And that spirit cannot be measured in tons of steel or in the number of warships. It is measured in courage, in resilience, and in unity. Every time a Filipino stands firm, every time the country asserts its rights in the West Philippine Sea, it sends a message to the world, that even a small nation has the power to resist injustice when it stands united. The Barko ng Republika ng Pilipinas Diego Silang FFG-07, in this sense, is more than a ship, it is a floating declaration of that message. As we look ahead, the future of the Philippine Navy could see as many as 6 guided missile frigates forming its core, alongside the Jose Rizal-class ships already in service. Think about what that means. From a navy once dependent on aging vessels, to a fleet equipped with modern platforms capable of protecting trade routes, supporting humanitarian missions, and ensuring deterrence against those who would challenge Philippine sovereignty. This is the kind of transformation that changes not only the Navy but also the nation's standing in the global community. To those who say that ships alone cannot guarantee peace, they are right. True peace requires diplomacy, cooperation, and the pursuit of understanding. But without strength, diplomacy is weakened. Without credible defense, cooperation can be taken for granted. The Barco ng Republica ng Pilipinas Diego Silang FFG-07, therefore, is not about provoking conflict, but about ensuring that when the Philippines speaks, its words carry weight, its voice cannot be ignored, and its rights cannot be dismissed. So as we await the arrival of the Barco ng Republica ng Pilipinas Diego Silang FFG-07, let us not see this as just another addition to the Navy's fleet. Let us see it as a promise to protect, a promise to defend, and a promise to never give up on the dream of a sovereign, secure, and respected Philippines. This ship will serve as a reminder that no matter how great the challenge, no matter how powerful the opposition, the spirit of the Filipino people will always endure. And when the Barco ng Republica ng Pilipinas Diego Silang FFG-07 enters Philippine waters next week, every wave it cuts through, every flag it flies, will tell the world a simple, powerful truth. The Philippines is ready, the Philippines is strong, and the Philippines will never stop standing guard over its seas, its people, and its future. So stay tuned, everyone, because history is not just being written, it is arriving, with the Barco ng Republica ng Pilipinas Diego Silang FFG-07.